Hi folks, so today I'm going to demo building a Django application which has full text search included. So we're basically going to build a system where we can store a lot books and their information about their publishers, authors and other things and be able to search on top of it. So let's say we want to get all the books published by an author H.G. Wells. This is how we search, or if you want to search by stranger book name, you can search with typos as well and you will still discover the results. And you might as well have want a full text search feature, for example a tale of cities maybe, right? So with that search you are getting the results. So basically we're trying to build a search system powered by Django and Algolia, which is going to make building the search much simpler for us. So we can quickly clone an open source project made by Kubenine. This is called Algolia Showcase. We have built a book catalog demonstrating Algolia search basically. All right, so the application is cloned and everything is set up here. We have environment file configured as well, and the application is totally ready to be executed now. Well, just a random walkthrough. It's a very simple Django application. You have your URLs defined here. There's admin, and then there's catalog application. You have WSGI settings and your other settings for the application. Nothing fancy. We have added Algolia settings here, which are specifically, we pick the environment variables, for Algolia credentials and stuff. And we have enabled auto indexing. We'll come more to talk more about that. Now, this is the main catalog application. If you look at the models, we have a simple book model, and there is an author, and we have more details for the book, the title of the book, description, the year in which it was published, and stuff like that. And then we have an index defined. This is where all the magic happens, by the way. So this index registers your model, and in this index, we define the fields that are going to be synced with Algolia, and with we specify settings specific to search. So you can look at Algolia documentation. You can play around with these settings to tune your search parameters. Also, every time what this book index does is every time a book is added, it automatically gets indexed on Algolia without you doing any manual effort. And anytime something gets updated, deleted, they internally take care of the index updation. So basically, the process is pretty simple. You create the data in your database, and the sync happens with Algolia. And now all your search queries go to the index hosted on Algolia. So they manage the entire search and index and everything for you. So that way you don't have to worry about hosting a large scale Elasticsearch cluster and stuff like that to make search work. So here's a Django template in which we have defined our Algolia search parameters. So this is the search client we're initializing, and these are the and we generate the Algolia search endpoint, and we get the values from Django. These are injected from Django. I'll come to it where it is coming from. So we have a search view defined that opens when you open the search page. Basically, that view opens up, and we render the catalog search.html, which is basically this. And if I show you the exact source of this, so this is the final code that gets rendered, right? The search client gets initialized using this, and then you have the search instance created, and all the parameters are passed, in the search parameter, and you can find the details about this on Algolia documentation, how to configure this and stuff. So to showcase everything end to end, we're going to create a new book from the admin portal. So let's create a book. Let's call it Test Book by Cube9. Author is Vikas, and let's just random book about DevOps. Let's see. And Algolia, right? So let's do that, and let's see how it works. 2025. I hope I do publish a book this year, but so Junior is, let's call it action and save. So now technically this book should get searchable. We will go to our search page, reload the page back, remove all this and search for Cube9. There you go. So it's already there, and it's getting discovered as well. If you look at the network calls, let's try it again. So let's try a query, maybe Kubenine, and you can see all of these queries fired with different parameters, right? So if you can do the payload, so you can see this query was just containing K, whereas the last query was containing till here. So the queries are happening and the response is coming from Algolia, right, directly. And that is being rendered on your UI. So pretty smooth, right? You built an application where you just added your data on your Django database as usual, and it built an index on Algolia, and you have a full text search with minimal effort. So go out, check the code. It should be pretty simple to integrate.